the governor, GOV, Pimpin' Chris, 3-2 in the house. You know, he gonna do his thing. What you got going on, 3-2? Tell the people what you got going on, what you got coming up real soon.
Oh man, you know it's some more and some more, you know what I'm saying? I got this Pimpin' Chris coming out for the spring, summer.
It's Third Ward, Texas, baby. Southside players in there. The governor 3-2.
Gangsta in the street, got my boy 3-2.
Killed in a shooting outside of a gas station was a local rapper. Investigators identified the victim as Christopher Barrier. He was known as Mr. 3-2. He was a member of the Screwed Up clique.
Imagine one of the most influential figures to ever grace the mic. Imagine the man who Snoop Dogg got his rap style from. Imagine a man that collaborated on tracks with greats such as UGK, Scarface, 8Ball, and MJG, and Too Short. That man would be none other than Christopher Barrier, aka Mr. 3-2. These are the events that would take place before, during, and after the death of Mr. 3-2. On November the 15th of 2016, the Houston Police Department announced that officers had arrested a suspect in the murder of Christopher Barrier, the influential Houston rapper known as Mr. 3-2, who was shot and killed in Southwest Houston. According to a statement made by the HPD, the suspect was identified as Vincent DePaul Frederick, who would be charged with murder in the 177th State District Court. Vincent and 3-2 allegedly arrived at the scene of the shooting, the Exxon gas station near Beltway 8 in the Fort Bend Tollway, in the same car. Another man wounded in the shooting was taken to an area hospital and treated for his injuries. It wouldn't be long before Vincent was taken into custody by the HPD. Christopher Jewel Barrier, born July 11th of 1972, is better known by his stage name, Mr. 3-2. Houston native was once signed to Rap-A-Lot Records as a member of the duo Convicts alongside Big Mike, with whom he released the album Convicts in 1991. After the group dissolved, 3-2 stayed on with Rap-A-Lot, appearing on albums by label mates The Ghetto Boys, Tulu, and DMG. 3-2 was also a part of the rap group The Black Monks, consisting of himself, D.A., and AWOL. In 1994, they released their debut album, Secrets of the Hidden Temple, via Rap-A-Lot Records, which also featured Quiet Storm on the single Buddha Nature. Asada and Raheem would later join the group to release their sophomore album, No Mercy.
What's up, everybody? Remember yesterday when y'all watching the show and we kept saying, you know, Rap-A-Lot was going to be in the house and they were coming down? Here they are right here. I told you they were coming. It might have been a different day, but they're here. And you have Bushwick Bill in the house, you had the Black Monks in the house, and then the girls right here, they went off last night. If y'all were there at South by Southwest.
It wouldn't be long before 3-2 would be hanging around and affiliated with the Screwed Up clique.
Shit happening and all this going on. So it's like, Pat was like, now he see like down 3 not on all our songs, bro. It's just me and you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so now Hawk, Kiki, Pokey, they doing DEA. You know what I'm saying? So it's basically just, we got 3 and Mike D and Pat, but it's really Mike D and Pat versus DEA, and we all trying to make it right. So we all start coming together, and we was gonna do the 4 Life records with KK, and you know, it was gonna be DEA, Southside Players, and Ron G, a CEO, Mike D, KK. You know what I mean? So that's how that was going.
3-2 would also put in work with UGK, featuring on Super Tight and Riding Dirty. In 1996, 3-2 released his debut studio album, The Wicked Buddha Baby. I'm not 100% sure on what went down, but 3-2 would later part ways with Rap-A-Lot in the late 90s, releasing most of his later albums on Street Game Records. 3-2's final album was Straight Drop, a collaboration with rapper Time Bomb in 2012. 3-2 will put out several bodies of work throughout his career. Those bodies of work consisted of The Wicked Buddha Baby, The Governor, Over the Law, On Probation, Family Ties, Fat Domino, and Verbal Assault. In an unfortunate turn of events, 3-2 was killed in the parking lot of a Southwest Houston gas station located at 6610 West Sam Houston Parkway South in November of 2016.
Killed in a shooting outside of a gas station was a local rapper. Investigators identified the victim as Christopher Barrier. He was known as Mr. 3-2. He was a member of the Screwed Up Clique. Police say that Barrier was with several other men in a car outside of a gas station on the South Beltway last night. The driver shot Barrier and another person.
Vincent and 3 others in his vehicle pulled into a parking lot of the gas station on South Sam Houston Parkway to purchase alcohol. As Vincent and his partners, 3-2 and the other males, were in the parking lot for reasons unknown to anyone, Vincent removed a shotgun from the trunk of his car, fatally shooting 3-2, got back into his car and fled the scene. Moments later, Vincent returned to the scene, exited his vehicle, threatened the second male with the shotgun, and fled the scene. Vincent then returned to the scene a third time, exited his vehicle, and shot the second male. The second male was transported by paramedics to an area hospital. A bystander pumping gas would also be injured by gunfire, but did not require medical attention. The third male friend in the group was not injured. Vincent fled the scene a third time in his vehicle, a 2008 Ford Taurus. On November the 15th of 2016, Vincent will be arrested and charged with the crime.
News here, police arrest a man for the murder of a Houston rapper, Mr. 3-2. Police say the man on your screen, Vincent Stredick, shot Christopher Barrier, known as Mr. 3-2, in the parking lot of a gas station last Thursday. Stredick is charged with murder. You can read more about the story on ABC13.com.
During trial, testimony would actually reveal that 3-2 and Vincent knew each other and were associates. The jury charge would include instructions on the charged offense of murder and lesser included offenses of manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide. All 3 of those offenses required that Vincent cause 3-2's death. Distinction between the offenses, what are remote, was the culpable mental state of Vincent with respect to 3-2's death. For murder, Vincent had to act intentionally or knowingly, while manslaughter and criminally negligent homicide required, respectively, culpable mental states of recklessness and criminal negligence. Murder would also be proven through a culpable mental state of intent to cause serious bodily injury accompanied by an act clearly dangerous to human life that caused death. The jury did not include any instructions on self-defense. Vincent will be sentenced to 30 years in prison for the crime.
A man convicted of murdering a prominent Houston rapper and lyricist was sentenced to 30 years in prison Thursday. Vincent Stredick has been on trial for the last 6 days for the death of 44-year-old Christopher Barrier. Barrier was killed in a shooting in the parking lot of a Southwest Houston gas station in November 2016. Stredick and Barrier were friends. Testimony showed that on the night of the shooting, they drove to the gas station with 2 other men. Stredick and the men got into an argument that ended with him shooting Barrier in the head. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Barrier has contributed to the works of Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, and other artists. Stredick's trial ended Wednesday.
So look, I have the actual official court transcripts. The transcripts tell a different story. Dude admitted that they were all getting shermed out in the car when an argument started. This is what allegedly would lead to the shooting. Dude claimed that he shot the second person because he was over 360 pounds and he was afraid that dude would retaliate on him for shooting 3-2. With that being said, that's how dude got the 30 piece. He was convicted of a lesser charge. Man, this whole shit is wild. You can't make this up.
Hey man, I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest, man. Cause the streets are real, man. Got a lot of members that died, man, on these streets, man. Look at what happened to 3-2, man. You know what I'm saying? That dude forgot who 3-2 was. They was getting fucked up. You know what I'm saying? In the car, dude forgot who 3-2 was. He said he was going to the gas station to get gas and shit. Dude went in the back of the motherfucking trunk, popped that bitch, man. Came back and shot 3 in his fucking face, man. Blew my boy brains out everywhere. And the dude that was in the back seat and shit, you know what I'm saying? He holding 3, his eyeballs coming out and shit, and brains every fucking way, trying to hold my boy. And dude take off and come back, jump out again, and shoot him that's holding 3. And when I seen that dude, man, he had staples from here all the way to here. He looked like the Joker, man. You know what I'm saying, man? I'm talking about
that dude lived though.
Yeah, he lived, man. And he told the story on everything. And they gave that dude that shot him, man, they gave him 30 years. But man, if you look at it, man, that ain't no time. I mean, you know, and let's go back to the wet thing. He was the wet man, but he was smoking, and he had some powerful shit. And shit, he didn't know what the fuck was going on. I know niggas like that. Then he came and bought a strack of wet from a nigga, and then they trying to get back to fucking Dallas and get back to fucking San Antonio and shit. They call me, Al, I say, what? Man, that nigga tripped out, man. When he got that shit, man, that nigga tripped out. I said, what happened? Man, nigga looked at me in the car and asked me who the fuck I was, man. He just started stealing off on me and shit, man. He kicked me out the car and nigga took off in the gas. He ran through the BMW place, man, through the office. He was in the office and shit, man. He ran through the cars in the office, parked that bitch in the BMW place, man. So, you know.
That's just what it do to you.
That's just what it
do.
do.
So this guy he sold wet.
Yeah, he was the man.
He was the wet man and smoked it.
Yeah.
And tripped right there.
Tripped the fuck out, man.
No shit. So